So Team 2 is here. Let's have a look through them. Now, the first thing I just wanted to mention, and I want to know your comments as we're very early on in the video, is what do you think about Wirtz? We saw it with the Player of the Month Mbappe, makes a lot of sense. Obviously 91 rated, he's 91 gold. Wirtz is exactly the same, 89 rated gold, 89 rated Cornerstone. Now, in terms of the upgrade, we got 1 pace, 1 shooting, 1 passing. They did obviously say at the start of the game they are slowing the power curve down, especially when it comes to the top end. The whole point is to upgrade lower players, people like Balde as an 83, Thuram as an 81, I want to say. Good knowledge if I do. And then slower this curve down, which I personally think is a good idea. I just wanted to know your opinions on that. Is there a point? Because I know, myself included, when we got the 91 Salah 3 times in a row, it was rather annoying, but we didn't know that they were slowing a power curve, they were just slowing down the upgrade. It just felt like they were giving us rubbish after rubbish. Now, obviously with the likes of Wirtz, we're very early on into the game. I don't think it makes that much of a difference if I get either version. Obviously, one's coming in at 290, one's at 988. It's almost like they're giving him one without really needing to. Like, you can happily go and have the gold, and one on everything there is not going to make that much of a difference across the grand scheme of things. So it's almost like giving him one as a special card, but it's not necessarily that important. Whereas we do look at Thuram or someone like that, it's an interesting one to say the least. So I just kind of wanted to know where your standpoint of that is. So if you're looking for coins, head over to eldorado.gg. There is huge amounts of verified sellers on Eldorado, and there is a money back guaranteed by Trade Shield. If that's not enough, there is 24/7 live support and also plenty of reviews across websites that will definitely put your mind at ease. And as always, before you check out, make sure that you are using the code JT11 for 5% off every single order. Back to the video. But if we do rate him in himself, to be honest, I think he's going to be one of the better ones in the team. Naturally, he's going to be one of the more expensive ones that you'll be able to find. Obviously, coming in quite expensive as he is. If I was kind of going off a gold version, I think he's still going to be one of the better cams that you can get. If you've ever used a incisive pass in this game early on, it's phenomenal to have. He's got everything you need. Maybe, yes, you kind of go with the Hunter. If we kind of just add him in here, you go with the 87 pace, 86 shooting, already then with a great amount of passing. His dribbling's up there, stamina's up there. He's obviously going into a top meta sort of signing here. I don't think many people would disagree with that one. He's one of the better cams that you can get in the game really at this point. Then obviously we've got the likes of Trent, we've got Balde as the 2 left back and right backs in La Liga. I think again they are going to come in quite highly on this. Trent's always an interesting one. I think Balde really comes in nicely with this. He is a phenomenal cheap beast when it comes to a left back. 18k, he'll be one of the players that once we eventually get the evolutions in left back, it'll be the debate between him and Furland who you do first, and maybe throwing in a bit of Kirkes as well just to get a bit of a prem left back up. But I do think as we look at him here, it's a great upgrade. 3 on the pace, 5 on the defending, 3 on the physical, and then 5 on the dribbling as well. He does need a lot more composure. I think that's the only downside to him, but it is early on in the game, so you can get away with it. It's not the biggest deal in the world. You can definitely rectify that easily. And if you go with the anchor, 97, 88, 74, it's a very, very good statted card. I personally would have him up there with the best of them, and I would put him into that top meta. We've used him all weekend long. He's been absolutely brilliant. So the upgraded version is just going to be that one step better. Now Trent, obviously again coming in 270,000 coins. I think it's a pretty good price. We are seeing promos that little bit harder to pack as we did with the Trailblazers. I don't think it's a bad thing. I do like that they have limited the store packs as much as the very first day we got the early access, there was promo packs available. It doesn't seem that they've upped the rate massively, which I think is a good thing. I don't know. I'm actually turning towards. It's been quite enjoyable. I've seen lots of Raging in Champs. It's been a pretty chill adventure, kind of like adventure with this game. It's been decent. So it's kind of uncharted territory with where I'm at with the game. Trent, on the other hand, though, I mean, he's not my sort of right back. He has got a good pace upgrade into a 7. He's got decent defending now. I think he definitely puts himself up there with the better right backs in the game. Now, I don't think he'd be top meta in my opinion. I do think there's going to be better out there, and it is a shame that we can't get a centre mid version of him yet, because I do think he's just destined for that role. It's kind of like when we had Rolfo in the left back without having a centre mid. You could tell that she's just ready to get that position change. Now, obviously, we will kind of just address the elephant in the room. Pina. What a player she is. She has been unbelievable in my FUT Champs run. The only thing is, and it's a shame that we didn't get a little bit more pace on her, because 79 has been usable to some extent, but when you want to completely just go down the wing with her, there's question marks there compared to some of the wingers you can go, but that low driven is outrageous on the cut-in, and hence why she most definitely is in a top category at the minute. I don't think it'll last forever. I think it will be a short-lived kind of run with her. Once we get a couple of champs under our belts, we get a few more players that do have playstyle pluses, that have better upgrades, she will definitely fall off considerably, but for right now, she's absolutely undeserving of it. The champs run she had for me yesterday is undeserving of how good she truly is, and just everybody is gravitating towards her. I've seen her in so many teams, like genuinely so many teams, so why not? Give her 87 a bit of love. And obviously we got to go with a bit of love. We have got a brand new CR7 in the second promo team. It's a solid upgrade for him. He's gone from the 85 to the 88. I guarantee Messi's going to be in the next one. It's nice to see they could not have a Messi and Ronaldo combination of 20,000 coins at the start of the game. So they have just gone all out, 1.75 mil. It's Ronaldo. I mean, he's going to have the in-game ability. To be honest, if it weren't for his name, you'd always argue, is he truly that good? And to be honest, we'll always give him the benefit of the doubt to begin with. The animations of CR7 will still be the same. The body type will still be the same. So naturally, he's going to be better than your average Joe in the Saudi, even if they had these stats. So he's always going to be better than that. Power shot plus, low driven plus, which as we know with Pina is unbelievable at the moment. So he's got to go up there. He's just got to. Now if we're going to go with a few of the lower rated, because naturally every team's got to have them. We have the max 87 Cornerstone. I managed to get Stiller, who doesn't look terrible. I mean, he's not necessarily going to go into much of a starting team, but he's definitely up there to some extent. And I think you've got the arguments for a lot of these players. Turland, some decent stats. Obviously, you're not going to play with many of these, and there's a reason why a lot of them do just come into 12k. What I should possibly do is maybe put let me know if you think a gauntlet one instead of Evos, because we are obviously going away from the Evo side of stuff for right now. Do I make like a gauntlet, like they're perfect for a gauntlet run? Someone like Gomez is going to be nice in the gauntlet. Maybe then you've obviously got the other kind of French centre mid, Cam-esque player. Darun would be a nice Serie A centre mid, CDM in a gauntlet. Let me know what you think about that. And obviously, if we get more than 3 or 4 rounds of kind of gauntlet, these teams are going to get more and more spread out. So it's going to be interesting to see where we can go. But like someone like Orban, he may not be I think he's got to be somewhat usable if you're running a Bundesliga team. But realistically, are you going to use him? Like Charles Gill, you're not going to utilize him really. Let's be super realistic here. There's going to be a lot in this that you're just going to miss out on. They're just not going to be anywhere on the pace of what you need. But in a gauntlet side of stuff, could have a potential chance, and I do think Gunther is going to be up there as well. But then we move on to another goalkeeper. I like that they've gone straight in with our boy Pickford. He gets the 1 upgrade. I think it's a shame because as much as the Wirtz debate is fantastic, I do think goalkeepers deserve more of an upgrade because they very rarely get them. Pickford probably, this is going to be his one and only upgrade unless he gets into a footies or a team of the season. Naturally keepers, they get one chance of an upgrade. If they get it early on, they best hope they get an inform. But Pickford has been absolutely solid. I think for a budget goalkeeper, now getting a slight upgrade for him, I think is absolutely fantastic. The stats are going to be pretty just normal, but I do think for 6'1", he's not been bad when I've played against him, and we utilised him with an English team for a little bit. We naturally had to upgrade to your Alissons, your Donnarummas in the better divisions of rivals, but he's definitely going to be somebody you could put in. And even if you are trying to do the English upgrade in rivals, you're trying to do, say, the Bobby Moore winning 40 or something like that. If you are doing that in rivals, you want the best English team you can get. That is the best English goalkeeper you can get. So it kind of works in your favour pretty well. And we want to see the upgrade because I do think he's absolutely up there. Thuram. Beautiful upgrade. He was 81. I mean, I've played this game a little bit. Just saying. 3.8k to a whopping 196. Lovely upgrade across the boards. We have got 4s on the doors. Beautiful across the board. We have 8 on the balance, which is great that they've gone tackle. We see a little bit more on the long shot. It's a solid upgrade for him. And again, if it's not a main team, which, to be honest, I think he could definitely go into a main team. If you've already got like a Prem or La Liga, a solid backup to any of them. If you've got the top of the top in there, or there's no room to change for a formation or even a chemistry reason, then he's definitely gauntlet. He's definitely going to be in a Serie A squad, even in a French squad. He's one of the better ones that I would consider in this. Now, I don't know if I'd quite go top meta like the midfielders we've been seeing have been up there, but he's definitely in that top end of the very usable. And we'll go from one midfielder to the next. We'll go for a little bit of Neves. Now, one upgrade again. We're seeing just a slight upgrade for him. Vitinha, the whole PSG squad are absolutely balling this year. You managed to get that midfield, a Dembele just out of nowhere, a Doué, Kvaratskhelia, obviously Pacho's been another great upgrade as well. It's a solid team you can build around, and Portuguese as well, so loads of links with a CR7 and all of that good stuff. Now, 195, very much like Thuram, it's a solid upgrade. I don't know if I'd class him as the best in class, but he's up there with somebody that you'd absolutely play with. He's got to be one of them. Then we'll look at Bright and Little, 2 of the Premier League, the WSL in there. We've obviously got a 1 upgrade for Bright. She's got the Intercept rather than the Bruiser. I think that's a lovely upgrade for her. Obviously then some of the play styles have changed, or added in fact. You've gained the Bruiser, which was obviously a normal, her play style plus, and the pinged pass. So definitely looking at them kind of, there is a plus on the holding, so there's more versatility with her as well. I don't think she'd be absolutely crazy, even with the pace upgrade. I think she's just in that very good usable. Like, she's a better out of the bad bunch, in my opinion. And then obviously Little's coming in with her 87, coming in for Arsenal, obviously in that centre defensive mid and centre mid role. From the 85, a little double upgrade, extra playstyle plus with a power shot. Nothing too crazy, obviously a bit of rolls as well, which is always nice. And stat-wise, we're looking good across the board, very much like Bright as well. She'll be coming in as kind of like your mid sort of standard. I'd say Bright is the better of the bunch there, but she would just be above some of the players that would feature in a lower rated team, but by no means are not totally unusable. And then one of the players that in gold version has been outstanding, we have Adeyemi. Now he's had a massive upgrade, so it seems like we're getting a couple of big upgrades, a lot of kind of like 1s and 2s, and then some that are just the same. Adeyemi though has managed to get a 5 upgrade across the board, 1 pace making up to 97, 6 on the shooting, which is massive, 4 on the dribbling, 6 on the physical. It's a great upgrade for him. It is a stunning card. He's got the quick step still. He's obviously got an extra play style or 2 with a first touch in acrobatic, which first touch you'll absolutely take, and then a solid amount on that shooting, which I think is just perfect. You throw the finisher on him, that is a card. 87 shooting, 91 dribbling. Passing could do with some work in a future upgrade. The pace is absolutely there. A stunner, an absolute stunner when it comes to him. And I think if you're looking at right wings, he's got to be in the question. Now, you're obviously looking at icons as well, but their pricing is just so out of the category at the moment. I'm looking more Salah. I'm looking at kind of your top end, even Dembele. You'd throw him realistically on the right wing. I don't know if I'd have him as a sole striker, being just a little bit smaller than kind of what I personally would want. But Adeyemi is absolutely got to be in that top class. Now, that is going to be the list for today. Let me know if you've managed to get any. How's your champs rewards gone? I'll catch you all for that next one. Peace.